To Vitya. Throw to Vitya. Good job. This is Vitya. Today he lives a common life. He's in the 8th grade of school and spends his spare time kicking the ball around in the yard together with his numerous siblings. But this isn't an ordinary boy. Vitya is a modern-day Mowgli, just like in Kipling's book, except the story wasn't set in the Indian jungle. It took place in Podolsk, near Moscow. For 5 whole years, Vitya's only family was a dog.
The boy was left by his mother, and he was brought up next to a dog, ate from one bowl with the dog, completely mimicked her behavior, barked, ran on all fours, which is why he has a muscle skeleton disorder. What I mean is that he howled to the moon, didn't sleep at night, his movements were far from normal. He whined in the literal sense of the word. That is, until recently. We barely managed to teach him not to do it. The sound was like this. He whined like this. And he didn't react to anything said to him at all. That is, we look into his eyes, he turns his head away. I mean, he looks aside. It was like he was afraid that something was looking into his eyes.
Dogs and wolves take care of and bring up children who got in trouble much more often than other animals. There are recorded cases when dogs even breastfed babies. Moreover, the adopted child is perceived by dogs as their own puppy, and therefore, he's brought up like the dog's own puppy. Vitya looking away and turning his head away from people who were trying to talk to him is an absolutely normal reaction among dogs.
The human's primary weapon is his hands. We all do show our palms all the time. When we want to communicate with a person, we try to always keep our palms inside. We always show, I'm not going to hurt you. The dog shows us the same, turning its head away because its main weapon is its teeth. And turning her head away, it hides them. If you come up to a dog that huddles itself up and turns its head away from you, by doing this, it says, I don't want to bite you.
The dog took the boy as her puppy to bring him up when he was 3 years old and spent 5 years with him. It took Vitya nearly 7 years of living in the family that adopted the boy to learn how to walk straight, eat with a spoon, to be comfortable to communicate with people, and, which is more important, to start talking. And this is literally a miracle. Happy endings, like in Kipling's book, when a child brought up by animals successfully returns to the human society, almost never happen in real life.
On average, it takes about half a year if a child lives in continuous contact with a dog. In such complete contact when a human doesn't participate in his upbringing. It takes about half a year for patterns of animal wild behavior to have formed. He doesn't perceive himself as a human, you see. When so much time has passed, there's no more self-perception. And this is due to the special structure of our brain and the formation of connections between neurons, which is what establishes our behavior. They are so-called mirror neurons. It is with their help that we mimic behavior and take this behavior as our own, determining our species' definite class.
But if a human living among dogs can become a full member of the pack, then what happens to dogs that are born and live among people?
Well, have you all calmed down? Yeah, I see. Mick can't calm down. Don't drag the dog. It's not a suitcase.
People tend to attribute human qualities to animals. We often think that they think and feel in the same manner as we do. It's just that they can't say anything. In fact, these ideas are not completely groundless. Moreover, some dogs, as it turns out, can perceive themselves as human beings.
Here we should definitely speak about such an interesting concept as imprinting memorization. When we are born, we don't know which species we belong to. For the dog, it is absolutely true too. It has no idea what species it belongs to. To understand this, it has to communicate with animals of its species. A dog can perceive itself as a person, a cat, and another dog at the same time, meaning it can perceive all these creatures as one of its species.
If a dog has lived all her life with a human and seen other dogs only occasionally, then it's unlikely to understand that they are of the same species.
Moreover, we shouldn't separate social behavior and sexual behavior. It is a well-known fact that any sexual behavior disorder entails very serious social behavior disorders. It's true for dogs too. And it may so happen that a dog may see its sexual partner, not necessarily in another dog. If it didn't socialize with other dogs as a puppy, if it didn't imprint them as its species, it is people who are the ones that it will live with, have offspring, and live together.
Dogs brought up side by side with humans are very similar to Mowgli's. It's incredibly difficult for them to find a common language with representatives of their species.